Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Junk House Easter egg hunt. This upcoming Sunday, it's gonna be Easter, so we wanted to celebrate with a little hunt of our own. In this episode, you're gonna hear 3 words that are our little Easter eggs. See if you can spot them.
It's a psychobilly freakout!
Hey Caleb, are the eggs near my prostate? Do you want to check?
Let me reach a fist up in there. Let me double check.
Yeah. You might have to check later today too.
I'll check with both my fists at the same time.
Yes, I love Easter.
Welcome to Junk House?
You were in the middle of starting that. I was like, I'm gonna put it on my mind.
Welcome.
Like,
Welcome to the house.
Welcome to the house of junk in the trunk of the house.
Welcome to Junk's house.
Junk.
Can we talk about the amount of buck wild shit that has happened since we last recorded? Because there's been so much stuff.
We don't
Tell us
record
about
for
it.
1 week.
Yeah.
And
It's been about 2 weeks since we recorded because I had to travel for work, and so we pre-recorded one episode a little bit, and
just a little bit.
Now we know that that's just a bad call because we wind up missing so much shit.
Yeah, never again. I'd rather skip a week than skip a week.
Can I start with the most crazy thing that I think we could spend a while dissecting?
Well, I was gonna. So we could talk about the Kanye thing.
Okay.
Talk about the Trump thing.
Uh-huh.
We could talk about the Tate thing.
Yeah.
We could talk about the Twitter thing. But
yeah.
No,
Yep.
I do trust. I just those don't count as the Easter eggs, listeners.
No,
these are just
those are the
spoilers
Easter
of just a few things that happened.
Yeah. That we
We're going to be more subtle about the Easter eggs. Trust us.
Yeah, trust me.
Yeah.
Egg. Jonah Hill cured anti-Semitism.
He did it.
He did it. Finally,
we all
got
knew.
rid of it.
We all.
Finally.
I'm gonna bring up the direct quote, but y'all talk. I'll find it.
I want to just point out
this
that
is the Kanye one.
This is the Kanye one. First of all, I had moved on. I had moved on from Kanye. I thought I was done caring about him. And then out of nowhere, like, he's just like, Jonah Hill cured my anti-Semitism.
Are you ready to hear
Yeah,
it?
please hit me with this, Cordell.
I do agree. I was ready to just let him be the, like, ill anti-Semite off in his own world, and then he did this, and this is word for word precisely what he posted.
Say what the picture is too.
So the picture is the poster for 21 Jump Street.
This is on Instagram.
On Instagram, he just posts like if you bought a DVD in the UK, apparently, this is the cover.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it has like the age
it's
rating,
got,
but from like the UK.
It's from the UK. He couldn't even find the American one. So here's what it says. Watching Jonah Hill in 21 Jump Street made me like Jewish people again. No one should take anger against 1 or 2 individuals and transform that into hatred towards millions of innocent people. No Christian can be labeled anti-Semite knowing Jesus is Jew. Thank you, Jonah Hill. I love you.
First of all, if this is real,
this is true.
And this is true for Kanye, that watching 21 Jump Street made him not hate Jewish people in general anymore.
Yep.
Great. I am so, like, that is genuinely a good thing.
Like, actually good. It's absurd that that's what did it for you, but I'm glad it's better.
Yeah. Like, this would be like if my dad said, man, I watch Sanford and Sons. I'm not racist anymore. I get it. Like, what this is just wild. This is just, it's just so weird and wacky
Yeah.
And like, it sounds like something that if somebody told me that this was a written bit from The Onion, I would believe you.
Yeah. This is like just the classic example of, oh, this was probably all manic yay.
Yeah.
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 Like in a couple weeks, he's probably going to be like, actually, I watched Kung Fury and I hate Jews again. Like, I don't know what's going to trigger it, but in a couple weeks, he's going to reverse again.
He'll watch 22 Jump Street. That's what knocks it back.
Yeah, a bad sequel will make you anti-Semitic. That's proven.
Yeah, it's so wild. Like, I mean, good, I guess.
It's just like I rewatched 21 Jump Street after this post.
You did?
Because I was like, what about this movie really got Kanye? Was it what bit really got him? And I honestly cannot tell, because I watched it and my first thought was that was fine. It was a fine movie.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, it's funny.
Is there anything about Jewish people in it? Like,
I
do
mean,
you know the theme that like got him to this conclusion?
I don't know. Because at one point, Jonah Hill prays to Korean Jesus. And that's like a running bit in the movie. So,
okay.
Yeah, you would think.
And then Ice-T then will, not Ice-T, Ice Cube. I've been watching a lot of SVU too, so Ice-T is on the brain. Ice Cube then yells at Jonah Hill and says, "Stop praying to Korean Jesus. He has Korean things to worry about."
Oh.
Does he think Jonah Hill is Jewish? Do you think that's what happened here?
Is Jonah Hill
Jewish? He is
Jewish. I Googled it because I was questioning that earlier.
Then maybe that's
bar
it.
Mitzvah.
Maybe that's it. Maybe he just like was like, hey,
I like Jonah Hill now.
That Jewish man's a decent actor in a decent film. I'm not anti-Semitic anymore.
No, you know what he probably loved? That whole "My name Jeff" scene. I mean, everybody loves that.
Yeah.
My name's Jeff.
When I was
That's
in
the
middle
piece of
school,
comedy.
oh yeah.
Now, do you think that Seth Rogen had any influence on this? Because Seth Rogen also wrote for the movie and is another Jewish person.
Well, hey, Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
Was the Instagram post about Seth Rogen curing anti-Semitism?
No.
Then shut up.
Oh, well, I was just trying to point out, like, that there's more than one Jewish person working on the movie, and even fame. Okay.
There's more than
Jonah
one
Hill's
Jewish
the only
person
one.
on the earth, you know.
It's
and Kanye
just
hates
Jonah
all of
Hill.
them.
No, I don't. Well, okay. But also, I hate the wording that Kanye uses of Jesus is Jew. Like, that.
Say the whole word.
Yeah, like Jesus is Jewish or Jesus was a Jew. Those two, yeah.
Sure, yeah.
But saying is Jew, that rubs wrong for some reason.
Yeah, that make Cordell feel no good. I think like it's the reason I read Manic into it a little bit is one, Kanye's whole behaviors forever, like him.
Yeah.
But like there was not a single punctuation in that entire post.
Yeah.
He would like do a new like line for a new thought, but there were no punctuation anywhere in it. He capitalized strange words at strange times. Like, this really feels like a guy who is, I mean, obviously Kanye's not been in a good spot for a long, long time, but
yeah,
this feels like he watched it, knew people were getting mad at him. And I think he kind of, my real guess, he had a revelation that like, oh man, I've done a lot of damage to my reputation and I need a way out. And without consulting anybody or consulting the yes men he hired, posted that.
Yeah.
You know, like that was his PR solution. And in a way, it kind of worked, definitely didn't work, you know?
Yeah.
I really think part of it was, man, it's been a minute since my name's been out there.
Fair.
Fair.
Like, I
And
gotta
in a
get an
positive
email
light,
out there.
too.
Yeah.
Even though this is not the most positive light.
I
just
would say
feel-
that this is more comedic than positive.
More meme.
This is like putting a venomous snake in a cute little party hat to disarm the audience. Like this is an unwell person doing a lot of damage, making themselves seem a little less harmful.
Yeah.
Which could be bad.
Yeah, I'm still up in the air on if this is like the time to be like, oh, Kanye, we're sorry about all the weird, bad things we said about you time. Or if
Not
this
yet,
is
yeah.
like we gotta wait till you can prove this one.
I feel like he's been in a manic episode since he came out about believing in God. Not that you have to be manic to believe in God, but just knowing Kanye and knowing the history, that just all felt to me very, very
I think,
manic.
Yeah. He's been in a very long manic state.
That's what it feels like.
Which
and
is
this
possible. Like, that's how
Yeah.
it works for some people with... What is the official term
bipolar,
for it now?
I think
Is
what
it still...
he
Is it
technically
bipolar now?
has.
He does have a bipolar disorder, yes.
Okay, because there's the one type where it's shorter, more aggressive ones, and then there's the other type where it's like long-term states.
There's like manic depression.
Yes.
And then like bipolar, yeah.
So, the difference, because there's bipolar 1 and bipolar 2.
That's what
the
I was
two
thinking about.
types.
That's what you were thinking. Okay.
Bipolar type 1 has episodes of depression, hypomania, and full-blown mania. Whereas bipolar 2, you don't get the full-blown mania. It is depression and hypomania. That's the like
the official
DSM-5 difference.
Yeah.
The completely infallible, never wrong DSM-5.
DSM-5, yeah. Never made a single mistake.
Never once has a psychologist ever been wrong.
Yeah.
For example, I do find my mother captivating and incredibly sexually attractive.
Well,
God, that's
shout out Oedipus. Shout out Freud.
Yo, Oedipus and Freud are my real homies.
I still think one of my
Oedipus and Freud are my
favorite.
dads.
I still think one of my favorite things I've ever seen. I can't remember if it was Twitter or Tumblr, but back in the day, somebody posted, said, if I had a time machine, I'd go back to ancient Greece and just find Oedipus and say, "You motherfucker," and then walk away.
Well, my favorite
God
comment
damn.
on the Oedipal complex was a tweet, and it was, man, how hot do you think Freud's mom really was?
That's a good question.
Like, for this man to spend so much of his career trying to convince everybody else that it's normal and Hey, guys.
Everyone's
listen,
obsessed with their mother. Everyone's obsessed with their mother.
We all have sexual fantasies about our moms, dude. It's okay. Like, hey, trust me,
It's
I've talked to
normal.
all these people and they all say it happens. So just admit it. I just need people to also admit. No, I don't mean also. I just mean admit this is for psychology.
Yeah.
Joke's
This is a
on you.
normal thing.
Here's Freud's mom in the text chat. Amalia Freud just sent a picture. And you know what?
You know what?
You know, she could get it.
She did get it. She made Freud.
She could
No.
get it.
Well, we got to remember also Freud was German. I don't think so, actually. Let's strike that from the
Sigmund
record.
Freud.
Sigmund Freud. Let me check this guy out. Let me look at this guy. Where's he from? What's his story?
Where
So,
the
like,
hell is this
Austria.
guy?
He is from the Czech Republic.
Czech?
So we got to remember, there's
Technically,
no
he's
way
from.
this-
Technically, this is how old he was. Ready?
Yeah.
He was born in the Austrian Empire.
Oh, dang.
Because he was born in 1856.
Oh my God. I forgot he was that fucking old.
He's fucking old.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not dead yet.
Yeah. How is he still alive? He's still kicking. Fucking his mom.
Yep.
She's still alive too.
She's
and
still around.
she's
She's
kicking
kicking.
with what he's working on her with. You know what I'm saying?
Now I'm just scrolling through the Wikipedia for Freud.
You're going to find a lot of drug use in there, pal.
Yeah.
I think it was heroin.
A lot of heroin, a lot of pipe smoke.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A lot of trash.
He was anti-Nazi, so that's good for him.
So here's what I will say on a legitimate note about Sigmund Freud. As much as he is fun to dunk on for trying to convince us it's all about our moms, he genuinely did pioneer the field of psychology in a way that few have. Like, he genuinely is, there's a reason we still talk about him. Like, his ideas had a lot of accuracy in them, even though he like drew the wrong conclusion or had the wrong methodology. Like, the man did a lot. And I do want to props to Freud. Have fun sleeping with your mom still. You're alive.
He was the first person to kind of popularize the idea of a subconscious versus a conscious mind. And that is very important.
Like, his whole thing is, hey, our actions and behaviors and decisions are driven by things behind the scenes as well as what we're actively thinking. And that is really the root of every therapeutic process that exists. That idea.
As a person who comes from a family of therapists, yes, it's very important, very, very big, very, very important.
As a person who works at a therapeutic facility, very, very, very important.
Very, very important. You know what else is important, though? When we read reviews and they're really bad, so guess the movie.
Apparently, Freud wrote that he believed everyone starts as bisexual.
Fucking shout out Freud.
Freud said everyone's a Kinsey 3.5 beginning.
Huh.
Well, this 5-star review is from Empress Ven. And it's a long one, so
that's a Brandon Sanderson enjoyer right there.
Okay, ready?
That's a Brandon Sanderson fan.
I'm so fucking done with this fucking trope. This movie is devoid of love as the blank in this movie, meticulously crafted to appear more intellectual than it actually is. If that wasn't enough, the messaging is so on the nose that I think it might be a parody. And if it was trying to be a parody, it wasn't even good at that. What a total bore. I got a few laughs, but I don't think that's why they were. I don't think that's what they were trying to go for here. The only good thing here was Anna Taylor-Joy. Blah.
The menu.
The menu. It was the menu.
Yeah.
Fucking great movie.
Incredible movie. And I'm sorry, Empress Vin, you fan of Brandon Sanderson, you're wrong.
Yeah. Like, was it the best movie ever? No. But it got a few laughs out of me. Yeah, it was supposed to.
It wasn't a comedy through and through. It was a dark comedy.
It was like a horror. It was like a horror comedy. That's what it was. Like it did that very well.
But it was absurdist comedy, not like
it did kind
slapstick.
of feel like a parody in a good way.
Yeah,
a parody of more of food culture. Of like Gordon Ramsay, of like people that care about food that fucking much.
Do you know what's funny to me though? What? In the grand tradition of like Ben Shapiro and Logan Paul misunderstanding movies about them, this person misunderstood a movie talking about them. Their whole thing, it's like, it's not even as artistic as it tries to be. Like, it's not even as good as it tries to be. I'm sick of this trope. Like, the whole premise of the movie, the whole message of the movie is, hey, if you care so much about artistry that you lose joy, there is no point in any of this. And that is clearly what this person experienced and hated. They were like, no way.
No, that's not me. Well, I got another one because I expected that one to be easy. So I was like, I'm just going to do 2 easy ones.
This next one's Space Jam.
Damn it.
No, just kidding. It's not Space Jam. I
Could
wish.
You,
that would have been fun.
Okay, wait, I want to guess. I want to guess before.
I
want to guess before. I want to guess before. Okay. Dune.
Incorrect. 5-star review from Ashley 2071. My name Jeff.
Jump 21 Jump Street.
No.
22 Jump Street. Sorry.
22 Jump Street. Got him.
My name is Jeff is in 22 Jump Street. Sorry.
This person
Sorry
also, another
knowledge.
person named Warren said Costco pizza gets everything wrong. Crust, disgusting. Sauce, rotten. Cheese, dipped in the river Styx. That was a 5-star review for 22 Jump Street.
That's what I want to start. Okay, because I have Letterboxd, and I don't give 5-star reviews because I don't, I'm not going to be mean to a movie. But I'm just going to start writing food reviews for movies I didn't like.
No, what you should do is watch movies while eating food and then review the food under the movie.
I once had an idea for a website where it was reviewing the bathrooms of restaurants. Okay. So that way, because if I go to a restaurant, I have irritable bowel syndrome. So inevitably, there will be something in a meal that I didn't expect to be there that makes me have to poop pretty bad. So I wanted to start reviewing the bathrooms. That way people would know. Like, hey, if you go to this restaurant, that bathroom's going to be pretty fucking bad.
I like that. That's like Fielding.
Toilet reviews.
Fielding was thinking of doing like, at least this was like years and years ago, but like museum reviews. So kind of the
I
same
love
idea.
that. Fielding is like one of the people I know that I would truly call like a comedic genius in how but also just like very wildly smart.
Yeah.
They're just great.
Shut up, Fielding. You're hot and smart.
Yeah, you are.
I think the initial idea of the food review for movie reviews is hilarious. Calling it Caleb's Movie Reviews, and you don't know it's actually reviewing the food until after the movie is over.
Yeah,
I might just do that.
And you really need, Caleb, like when you write these, make it sound as much as possible like you are discussing the movie until the very end. Like bury the lead so hard that people really read the review.
It was so saucy, like the relationship, between the two main characters was really good. It was really fleshed out.
Wildly cheesy, didn't really go anywhere.
Relationship
Rather
was
dull.
Pretty saucy though, and
this whole thing was a mess. This was an unmitigated disaster. Nothing hit properly. None of the flavors balanced in this meal.
Taco Bell, please get rid of the double meat crunch wrap.
Please get rid of the meat crunch wrap where you put meat as the tortilla. It's a horrible idea.
No,
Taco
this is
Bell.
true.
Stop.
So, okay.
John Wick was pretty good too. If you want to
I think I've done it on Junk House before, but most of the time I do it off recording just for our friends. But I will do Caleb's food review.
Oh yeah, it's my favorite.
It is a genuinely fun bit that I think everyone looks forward to, and I get to do it. The first time that ever happened was because I went to Taco Bell and then hopped in a call with Sammy, and it was the double-decker crunch wrap, which was 2 layers of meat and an extra hard tortilla, like in between the 2 layers. And weird. I remember I literally like ate it and I was like, this is too much. This is like the crunch wrap is perfect because the proportions are perfect. It is a perfect food and I adore it. Can't mess with perfection.
And I will say this. I am a man who loves excess flavor. Like that is a well-known thing about me. I am a glutton.
That's the one thing I tell everybody about you.
It's like, my friend Cordell the glutton.
What a glutton.
But I love flavor. I love a lot of sauce. Like if I'm putting seasoning, I'm putting a lot of seasoning. Like that is just who I am.
Fair.
It is hard for something to be too rich for me. And Taco Bell, because I love it, is the godsend it is one of the few restaurants that can have something be too much for me.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'll eat their new thing and it's like their grilled cheese burrito. In principle sounds awesome. If they didn't put that layer of melted cheese on the outside, it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Or like just eating half of one. is like the
I
Yeah.
amount.
I
Like-
only do it if I can get the jalapenos on it. because then
Jalapenos are the way to go. That's
the
worth it.
jalapenos provide that little bit of acidic and spicy bite to
Yeah.
help cut through the richness of the cheese.
Yeah.
They just need to make it a little bit smaller because it's kind of like almost as big as a football
Yeah.
lengthwise. So it's like,
Yeah.
that's too
Yeah.
much, Taco Bell.
And that's wonderful and I love it, but like if you could take that melted cheese on the outside and put it on the inside, because here's the thing.
Ooh.
I want to eat your food, but I don't want to have my hands feel greasy. I don't want to like gingerly pick up the food I'm eating
No.
because of the grease levels.
No, you're wrong. Because here's the thing. Taco Bell knows their audience. And they know that all you want to do is feel like a little taco slut for eating their food. They know that you get a sick sense of enjoyment out of that slutty feeling you get after
True.
eating Taco Bell.
My asshole does feel so dirty after Taco Bell.
I just I go to Taco Bell once a week and I pull up in the drive-thru and I stand up and I bend over and face away from the window and I say, "Go for it."
Load me up.
And once I butt chug the Baja Blast, then I will eat my lunch like normal.
Well, yeah, no, you butt chug the Baja, so it lubricates everything, so you can get the burrito
Exactly.
in there, and then you
Yep.
can eat the quesadilla like normal.
Yeah. Make nacho fries year round.
Pussy. Okay, so I want to talk about something that it also leads into one of the buck wild things that has happened.
Yeah,
But,
there's so much more.
So for those of you, Cordell and I had a podcast called Just Super, and I still have the Twitter open and active. I keep meaning to get rid of it because like we're probably not going to do that show.
Yeah,
We're
that
done
thing's
with-
dead in the water for now.
But it has shown me something that I think is interesting, which is if you let a Twitter with no interaction keep running, Twitter's default algorithm hits.
Ooh.
Which means I now will look at my phone and get Twitter notifications from the not from the Junk House Twitter, from the Just Super Twitter that are Andrew Tate tweets from prison.
Really?
The
Yes.
default.
Oh my god.
The default is showing me Elon, Andrew Tate, and Jordan Peterson are the top
Oh
3 people it shows
my
me.
What a
God.
surprise. Who could
Which,
have
like,
seen
yeah.
this coming?
Not
Glad
surprising.
we have free speech.
Yeah,
I'm
not
disgusted,
surprising at all. But it was something that happened that I was like, I feel like I need to tell you guys about this because it is just, I don't get it. Why that is the default
Well,
or the supposed default that I am seeing and being like, okay, this is disgusting.
I want to say,
I'm also
I
deactivating
think-
the Twitter now because I'm tired of it.
yeah, go ahead and deactivate.
Fair.
I think there is a world where there is a non-zero chance that the reason that is the default algorithm is because those people have enough followers and supporters to give them enough interaction for the algorithm to progress them. Like there's a reason those people are problematic entities, and it
Yeah.
is because they are so public and have enough people who do like and agree with their thoughts that they continue to run rampant. So I think
Yeah.
there is a world where like those are the reasons that it's popping up, and not just because Elon has tweaked the algorithm to like, well, Elon has had people tweak the algorithm
Yeah.
to put these guys front and center. Like, I do want to be like benefit of the doubt. There
Yeah.
could be a normal explanation.
And I mean, like, TikTok radicalizes more people than Twitter does, but Twitter
Yeah.
definitely does some of the
Yeah.
radicalization now that fucking
I think
Elon
it's-
exists.
I think it is dependent on the what's it called? Dependent on the generation. I think for older millennials, like, you know, the 32 to 38 range currently,
Yeah.
they are probably going to be more radicalized by Twitter than TikTok.
I would agree.
Versus, you know, people 30 and below, I think more of the radicalization is going to happen on TikTok. Older than that 38 range, it's Facebook.
Facebook.
100%.
For sure. Yeah.
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 And I mean, there are definitely exceptions to that. Like, I know some very cool 45-year-olds who are on TikTok and, are great. But
Yeah. Although, on the subject of Andrew Tate, man got released from jail.
For
from
house
prison,
arrest.
For house arrest. So he is still punished. He is still incarcerated, but he's in his home. And his response, the beautiful, beautiful response, when he got out, he just posted a wordless video that is him shirtless, has not cleaned up the beard, has not shaved, has not looked up good, does not look good. He looks haggard still. And it is him shirtless pacing across a room, smoking a cigar for a full minute. Slowly pacing back and forth across the room smoking.
Okay.
Have you not seen this yet?
No.
No.
Look this up.
I don't want to look up Andrew Tate on Twitter, but I will for this. All right, I've looked up Andrew Tate. I have to unblock him.
Let me find this.
Oh, wait. Yeah, no, I found it. I found the video.
Yep.
He's literally just pacing. He looks like if Shia LaBeouf was from Costco.
Yep.
Drop it in Discord.
And yeah, it's some music playing in the background.
Yep.
And he's just pacing back and forth, smoking a cigar, not looking at the camera.
So here's, you want to know something?
The tweet. Do you want me to read the tweet?
Yeah, read it.
Yeah.
Since last year, I've been in 24-hour lockdown, no yard time. Pacing a 3-meter cell with zero electronics or outside contact. He'd been tweeting from prison. This is a fucking lie.
Yeah.
Absolute clarity of mind, real thoughts, real plans, vivid pain. 1 hour home and I can't stand my phone. Some habits die hard. We must defeat Shaitan. Which I'm guessing is Satan.
So here's the next part about this I want to talk about. He has been pretending to have converted to Islam. Or has been claiming he has.
Oh.
Just don't know why, but that has been apparently a thing, is that Andrew Tate has been oh yeah, I have become Islamic. And you can look some of his tweets recently, he retweeted an account called End Wokeness, where a woke pastor explained why drag is holy, which I don't even want to talk about that. I don't care about that video. But his only response was harem. Or haram, however you say it. Then 22 hours ago, he tweeted diet hack Ramadan. The funny part about this is, because it's currently Ramadan.
Yeah.
Smoking is completely 100% prohibited by people observing Ramadan. If you are partaking in Ramadan, you are not supposed to smoke in any form, anytime, day or night.
Yeah.
And this man, while being oh, that's bad and that's sin, and oh man, diet hack Ramadan, he just posts this video of him just walking and smoking. Because he's a faker and an idiot, and I hate him, and I want bad things to happen to him.
The top reply to the pacing video is by seemingly a Muslim workout coach. At least his bio is I help working Muslim men lose fat. But he said, as awful and unjust as it was, the incarceration served as an opportunity for you to take your mindset and game plan to the next level. And you took that opportunity. It was a blessing in disguise from Allah. Perhaps you dislike a thing and it is good for you.
Yeah.
I just don't.
And here's the thing. We have the luxury, and I will call it a luxury. We have the luxury of being people in places in our lives where we can see through him and people like him very quickly and easily. Not everybody does. And especially not young people who are actually getting influenced by him and people like him and their ideologies. There was a kid I knew, client at work, and when Andrew Tate first got arrested, I was yeah, dude got arrested. It's dope. And this kid was like 14 and he was like, why? And I was like, I was explaining to him and he was like, I just knew him as the guy with cool cars.
Yeah, that's what he tries to present himself. And there's so many people that just believe that.
And so that's the thing is like these people know how to have the front that draws you into liking them and their content and trusting them enough that they can start giving you the real problematic thoughts. Like,
yeah. And I mean, it's the same thing as like, we've talked about how like Jordan Peterson starts with the like, here's how you get your life better. Get up and take a shower and clean your room.
Gives you good advice.
Yeah.
Make your bed.
Yeah. Make the bed. Cool. You know what? Those are good. Those are good things. Those are cool, fine things to do. But then he gets into the, oh, and by the way, if a woman has a penis, it's not really a woman. Like, and you're like, oh, shut the fuck up.
Oh, okay. We were talking about making my bed.
We were talking about the bed. Can you tell me how to fold a fitted sheet, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just depressing it is so easy for these people to have direct access to like someone like a kid, like the client at your work, or even like even there are some older people that are just falling for it. And it's the same people that are watching Fox News, which is a whole other thing. But
and with Jordan Peterson, it's also like, I guess Andrew Tate's kind of the same thing. There's so many people that are like, well, this person like helped me with my confidence and helped me like set up my life better, and like not even in a negative way. Like with Jordan Peterson, I mean, to be fair, a lot of his like rules of life, other people have said before him, like in his whole book, like make your room, clean your room. He wasn't the first person to ever say that. That wasn't his brilliant idea, right? But like, there's a lot of stuff that he has said that has helped people that they're just completely shut off and blind to the negative side of that person.
And it is important and fair to say that like your negative viewpoints and statements do not have to negate the positives that you have done. Like if you watch a Jordan Peterson YouTube video and he encourages you and helps you grow as a person, that is still good and worthwhile. Even if the other things he says and does are harmful. Like you can take the good with the bad, provided you are aware of both.
Yeah. And you don't follow the bad parts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I mean, this is I'll say this. Jordan Peterson is not like a dumb person by any stretch.
No.
Like there's a video I once sent Sammy of Jordan Peterson and Stephen, I'm spacing on his last, Stephen Fry. Stephen Fry debating the brothers Karamazov, which if you have not read that book, it's a beast to deal with because it's shortish. It's like only like 500-600 pages. But it is just like constant heavy idea after constant heavy idea. And so, I mean, even just to debate that book, you've got to be pretty smart. And he did it pretty eloquently against Stephen Fry, who is a expert in that book. So like, he's not a dumb person by any stretch. He just has a lot of really dumb batshit ideas.
Yeah. Which, again, I don't want any of these things I'm saying to sound like I'm out here agreeing with any of these people. There is a lot of nuance in this world, and I want to make sure that we address nuance and not just talk about like only bad or only good.
Yeah, for sure.
So like everybody's got opinions and beliefs that are harmful and bad and crazy and out there. It is just some people have a lot of microphones in front of them most of their life.
Yeah.
And to be fair, like, I do want to address that, like, so many of these people who are now, like, the paragons of these bad crusades, like, they, for most of their career, were relatively normal figures who at one point said their opinion on a subject. Like, for example, trans people with Jordan Peterson or with J.K. Rowling. Like, they made an opinion, they stated their thoughts, and got backlash. And instead of being like, okay, lesson learned, I'm not going to talk about it anymore, they doubled down.
Yeah.
And it eventually becomes the thing they have to talk about because they have alienated their audience that disagrees. So they have to keep the audience
100%.
that does agree, and it keeps engagement. So like a lot of these people weren't like this until they said the wrong thing and were idiots and decided to double down.
Yeah. Well, our could have been like this, but we're just quiet about it.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah, I think they were like this. However, because clearly they are like this.
Yeah. Yeah. They just
But they were more pleasant.
Yeah, and you can go on. You can be friends with a person.
Yeah.
If they're not like, hey, I fucking hate you.
Like at the end of the
Yeah.
day, if a person disagrees with my life choices and thinks I'm going to hell or whatever, that's fine as long as they're not like saying it to my face every time we have a conversation.
Yeah, making
like
it
if
my
you're gonna
problem.
quietly think that thought, that's whatever. I'll live alongside you. I don't mind.
Yeah. But we don't gotta talk about it.
Yeah.
I disagree
Like-
with you. We'll leave it at that type shit.
I disagree
Yeah.
with a lot of my close friends on a lot of things, and that's okay.
And
Yeah.
it's
They're not super
normal.
close friends if they disagree on things like trans people and gay people, but
Yeah.
we still disagree. People are people.
Balls.
Donald Trump got indicted.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, okay. Let's
Yeah.
got some stuff to say about it.
Caleb, I just wait for you to tell me about things because honestly, I don't care enough to do it on my own.
Here's the problem with the Donald Trump indictment. It is overall a good thing, but he's still probably going to run for president and still probably going to win in 2024. Just to kind of set where my expectations are at,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
because most likely he's going to be able to pay off whatever fine it is.
Oh,
You
yeah.
That he
think
has
it'll
to
only
pay.
be a fine?
I think it'll be. I think it'll be a fine. I think it'll be, or because it's 34 counts of fraud.
Yeah, for rich people. That's always a fine.
For rich people, you can pay it off, which only has made it more angering to me. The fact that in America we basically have a 2-tier justice system. There's
Yep.
those that can afford to pay off whatever, and those that can't. And
Yeah.
those that can't wind up doing, prison labor, which then funds America and makes us have exports for really cheap because they're paid like 25 cents an hour at most for the labor that they do. And it's disgusting and horrible. And the fact is, the people that were already Trump fans are going to see him get indicted. They're going to see him be able to pay it off, or they're going to see him walk away from this just fine, depending on how things go. And you know what? They're going to treat him like a folk hero. They're going to treat him like a
Yeah.
hero, and they're
Yeah.
going to act like this is nothing, and that Trump
Well-
is the best, and he's going to get voted in again.
Every far right talking point since the indictment has been, this is stupid. Suddenly we're charging presidents, blah, blah. Like every talking point has been, this is bad and stupid and not a real thing.
So
And we'll do it to your people too. So like they're already turning it as a way of like just us
It
versus
is-
them rather than committing a crime.
Yeah.
Well, I would say it's about 70-30, with 70% being that, and the other 30% being like, this guy's a badass. Look at him. He's the Al Capone. He's blah, blah, blah. And they're trying to spin it as
Yeah.
this like, watch the phoenix rise from the ashes narrative.
Either way, they win because they're the good guys of reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just not good. And like, so I have started recently trying to understand the right wing part of America,
Mhm.
occasionally watching Fox News, just going on and like watching clips, watching, a live stream for 20 minutes just to see what are the actual talking points we're dealing with, what's going on. It is a lot. It is so fucking much. And the past week and a half, 2 weeks, there have been 2 talking points that go back and forth. And it is the Donald Trump indictment, and it is another thoughts and prayers for the victims of the Nashville shooting.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, because this is just how fucking insane they are. The Nashville shooting, it was someone that it is unknown, but it seems like maybe it was a trans man and they were starting to go with he, him pronouns, or it could have been a woman that was just starting to toy with the idea of gender. Who knows? But right now, I'm going to stick with woman because that's the consensus that most people are going with.
From my understanding, it was a trans man, and Fox has been bad about that. And
Fox has been really saying
the entire
time.
The point that matters and is relevant for the talking point that I know they're going to use, though, is that this is a queer person.
Yes.
Of
100%.
any kind of non-cis approach is exactly what they need to spin the point you're talking about.
And that's been the point they've drawn is look at this LGBTQ person that decided to shoot up a school because they're LGBTQ.
Look at this trans.
It's
person.
just trans
person.
It's person.
Because you can't commit genocide against trans people because they're not a people. It's like an idea. You can't kill that.
That's the other thing. Dial this in. Okay. Did you know, just some fun things, because I started looking into this. There are 7 stages of genocide.
Yep.
Okay. I did not know
with
this.
the trans community, because it's like classification, then making it us versus them. On Fox News, they are actively in stage 5 of genocide against trans people. Like they are actively engaging in stage 5 of genocide rhetoric.
And it's like you go, Sammy.
The crazy thing is the statistics behind shootings. Like
yes,
this. I think even this year, there's been. I can't remember exactly where this report is from. I'll probably try and find it after the episode. But it was like over almost 3,000 school shootings. 3 of them have been trans people. 2,800 plus have all been cis people.
Well, and it's one of those things, and I saw somebody else say this online, so this is not original, but it was somebody saying that it shocked them at first with the Nashville shooting when they first heard that it was a woman doing the shooting. That shocked them, but as soon as they heard it was a trans man and it was a white man doing the shooting, it made sense.
Yeah.
And that's, which they were like, that's the difference between gender and sex is boom.
Just to say it, the statistics show that it's mostly white cis men.
Yeah. And it is the ludicrous part is these people who are like, guns are a right. You can't take guns away. In no way can you take guns away from anyone ever, not even when kids are dying left and right. The moment it is the group they're after, the moment it's the marginalized community they're trying to eradicate, it is they should not be allowed to own guns. Look how dangerous they are.
So
as if a vast majority of all of the other issues that everyone else has been talking about have not been perpetrated by your average cis man.
So just some fun political fun facts with Caleb. We'll make this a pop quiz. Cordell, and Sammy. I feel like Sammy might actually know this one though, so that's why I was going with Cordell. Do you know where the first ever piece of gun control legislation was passed and who it was passed by?
Who I don't.
Where, like in the world, or
where in America? Because there is gun control legislation in America to a degree. Where the first piece was and who passed it?
I mean, I'm gonna guess somewhere in the South by Republicans.
Okay, I'll take that as a valid guess.
Because my concept is it was in some way designed to prevent freed black people from having guns, is my guess, knowing our history.
I'm going to take the sad approach and say it's much, much later, because I heard of the thing that H.W. Bush, that ban on guns for schools, and I'm taking the super pessimistic route and saying it was that. Like,
I would say Cordell is closer.
Okay. Good.
That's
a good thing. That's a good thing.
Because,
I'm glad.
But it is still
Idiot.
sad. It only happened in the 70s.
Oh.
Really?
And it was Ronald Reagan as governor of California to keep guns out of the hands of the Black Panther Party.
So I was in a way correct.
You were in a way correct. You got the place wrong, but everything else was right.
Yeah.
God.
So
damn.
that is just to say,
This
like you saying that this tactic has been used before and it will continue to be used. That is just how it works.
You want your citizens to be armed and ready to defend themselves from tyrants until you're the tyrant and the citizens don't like you.
Now, and I will also say this. I am a gun enjoyer. I enjoy shooting guns. My dad has a collection. We go shoot it. We go to a shooting range and we shoot, under heavy supervision, making sure everything is safe, because that's the responsible way to use guns.
Yeah.
And you know what? My dad is a little bit, not even a little bit, he's far more right-wing than I am, but even he is just sitting there like, there is such a thing as responsible gun ownership. And if you're not capable of responsibly doing it, you should not own them.
Yeah. And before I suggest that we move on to like lighter topics to round out the episode in a happy way, because we've been on a heavier streak for a little bit now, which is fine. Gotta have these conversations. But before that point, like, we are at a point where any conversation about gun control in America can not move forward productively if your concept is removing all guns.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because at this point, we've got 200 years behind us of it being in the culture and it being in the mind. Like, there is no future of America that does not involve citizens owning guns in large amounts.
Yeah.
So I think anyone having a conversation from the perspective of get rid of all of them is an idiot and they're stalling. Like, they're not progressing.
For real.
Yeah.
The conversation needs to be, how do we mitigate and lower the risk and increase the difficulty of obtaining? Like, it should not be about getting rid of them all. It should be entirely about making sure that the people who do these things have a harder time getting them.
The question should be, why do you need a fully automatic weapon to shoot varmint that are on your property?
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and
I'm okay with I think that's my thing. If we
I
pistols,
remember,
guns, that's fine. No one needs a fucking full auto in their home.
Yeah. I remember back in high school, I was I was heavy into politics then, to the point where I got selected by my school as one of the people to go to student congress, which legitimately acted like Congress. Like, we had to write bills, amend bills, pass, like, do every step of the process.
Yeah.
And I remember there was a gun control bill brought up at one of the student congresses I went to. And it was literally just, hey, we want to make it to where if your gun has a magazine that has a capacity of over 10 rounds, it needs to be stored at a gun locker.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Super smart, super well written. This kid was 15 and he was incredible. And mad respect for him. I think he went on to actually work in government stuff.
Work.
That was the fastest I ever saw a bill get shot down. It did not even hit the floor.
Because everyone was immediately like, nope.
Yeah. There was like 70% of us, 70% of the people were like, absolutely not. And the other 30% of us were like, but this is smart. And we got shot down so fast.
Like, and it's a simple question, really, before moving on. Do you consider it a problem that citizens can go murder other citizens en masse with seemingly no real recourse, like that there, do you consider it a problem that children are dying in schools? If
That's what I was about
yes,
to add.
like if your answer is yes, and you know that guns are the reason these kids keep dying, then the only way to progress is to agree that something needs to be addressed about guns and gun ownership. And if you refuse to address that, then the simple conclusion is you care about guns more than you care about the lives of children. You are willing to let kids die in schools regularly so that you can own guns, uninhibited. And that is the only logical conclusion. If you know the problem is people are using guns to kill children in schools regularly, and you know the answer is some kind of restriction, and you refuse to even work toward that answer, you care more about guns than the lives of kids.
100%.
And I'm not playing games with you anymore.
It's over,
done with
yeah.
it. I'll
Sorry.
say it and walk away from the conversation. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not playing with you anymore. I'm sick of hearing about dead kids.
For real. We've had so many shootings just this year. But
And it's only April.
And it's literally only April. Does that mean we're doing another high episode in a couple of weeks?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
Wait. Oh, baby.
The last time we did that episode, I was way too high. So I would need to figure out how to not get that high while still getting adequately high if we did that again.
But what's the gimmick? Because the first one was, hey, Cordell, learn about some fun drug things, and then guess who was high, and you were both high. Is the gimmick just you're both high again?
No. What if the gimmick was genuinely only one of us was high and Cordell had to figure out, and we just did like a normal episode?
Or Cordell teaches us about weed.
Yeah, Cordell tries to remember everything we taught him about weed.
We've done this before. I can't. I don't know
that's
much.
what would make it funny. It doesn't have to be the whole episode, but I think it should be at least
a little
part
section
of the beginning.
You give me a pop quiz about weed.
A pot quiz, if you will.
A pot quiz.
And that pot quiz is literally, how do you do this? And then you have to explain it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And again, no one knows if we were actually high when making these episodes.
Exactly.
No one can confirm that in any
or
capacity.
Deny, because there's no video
Like,
proof.
There's no evidence. All you've got is our word as people on a podcast where we routinely say things like, I am sexually attracted to my mom, and I butt chug Baja Blast. And you want to look at me and say this is good evidence they got high? You can't.
I mean, on all levels except physical, I'm a joke, so.
Yeah, straight up a funny joke. That's all we are. I might get high with you.
That actually would be great if you could.
What if we just did an all three of us high episode?
If you were willing to do
God.
that would actually be an incredible episode. Like your first time high on recording. That could be incredible.
Because like I would need a lot of help procuring and getting the good, like the appropriate things. But I am not necessarily opposed.
I think we could.
You could probably make that happen.
Yeah, we can probably get him some gummies or something, right?
We'll figure it out. We'll discuss
We'll
this.
figure it out.
Maybe. And you can leave this out of the episode if you like the idea.
We do cocaine.
We do cocaine. No.
Okay.
Maybe.
This was deleted in editing, and we should end the episode.
Speaking of things that are fun to do while you're on weed,
On the weeds.
it's play Guitar Hero. I used to fucking play Guitar Hero while high all the time.
These segues are incredible.
One of
these
my
are pretty
favorite
good.
songs to play, Psychobilly Freak Out by the Reverend Horton.
You do this so masterfully. I don't
You're so
understand
good.
it.
You're so good. I mean, I see it coming all the time, but it's so
Well,
so
yeah,
good.
The moment Caleb says, when we hit like the 57-minute mark and Caleb goes, you know what else? I know it's the Reverend Horton Heat.
And I'm always like, hold off that something else for a couple more minutes, please.
Yeah, it's
Please.
like the esteemed Reverend has joined us again.
But yeah. If you
Psychobilly Freak Out. Great song.
Psychobilly
Off
Freak
the
Out.
album, Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
If you got them,
Smoke them.
Smoke them.
If you liked this, if you want to hear more of us, you should rate and review us on the iTunes and the Spotify or wherever you listen to it. We're probably going to be on Amazon Podcast soon, so
that's right.
Maybe a little bit on there. We might be trying, at least I might be trying to do some more video episodes in maybe next couple months or something, so you might see some of those. We're here, and we're queer, and we're Junk House.
Yeah. We are 2/3 queer.
Yeah.
If you want to send us emails and have a chance at getting a ghost, a chance that I'm not going to say specifically because I know I'll get it wrong, and Caleb hurts me when I get it wrong.
I have an announcement on that front.
Oh. Yeah.
Because it's just too hard to keep them here. I'm letting the ghosts free into the world, and we are no longer doing the Get a Ghost program. Because my guest room is currently just chock-a-block full of ghosts. I can't even open the door.
That's fair.
And I want that room back because that's just where we're at.
Were there any left over? Like any ones that just wanted to stay?
I only had 5 or 6 left. And they're gonna stay around.
Because we can say like the next couple of emails 100% ghost, but
yeah, okay, that's it. For the next 5 emails, you'll 100% get a ghost.
5%
I'm gonna keep
horny ghost though.
Oh well, are there any horny ghosts left in the room?
There's one. So there are 5 regular ghosts.
You got a 20% chance of a horny ghost. This is the highest your odds have ever been.
And this will be the last time. So like limited time horny ghosts.
And let me check in with that ghost real quick. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, I can tell them that. Okay. This one said they're down for the butt stuff too.
Oh,
so,
baby.
Extra horny ghost.
Yeah. So if you really want, what was your name? Okay, yeah. So if you really want Scrimlore for the butt stuff, they're down.
Caleb, I do have a question about the behavioral patterns of horny ghosts and non-horny ghosts. When they were all chock-a-block in that spare room of yours, were the horny ghosts going after each other and other
Not
ghosts?
Really. So I was talking to Scrimlore about that, and they mostly are only horny for people that are alive. So with a room full of ghosts, we kept them in that room so that way Olivia and I were safe. Also, Wilder was safe because some of them were nasty, if you know what I mean.
And a dog ghost would want Wilder.
Yeah, and we did have 1 or 2 dog ghosts in there at one point. Can't be choosy. Yeah, dosed.
Dogs.
So they're mostly only horny for live people. So we just kept them in there, kind of in their own thing.
Is that like a sucking the life force out of you thing, or is that just because they miss getting?
No, they can just manifest. They can just kind of manifest, and it feels like real. Yeah, feels real. It's a little bit.
Ghosts.
Hold up, I'm just sending 5 emails to Junk House.
If you really want a horny ghost, just email me and say, just email Junk House and say, please, Daddy, give me horny ghost, please.
Please, Scrimlore, come to my home.
Oh, Scrimlore. Oh, the emails arrived. Oh, Scrimlore, stop. Oh,
As
Scrimlore.
we say every week.
Oh, Scrimlore!